Hello, everyone. This is Ryan from teia.cafe. Today, this will be episode number 7, I think. And I'm here today with a guest, Marc Fendel. Probably know him as Fendel from Tezos things, NFTs. He's a great musician. We both live in Seattle now, so we hang out quite a bit. But this time I thought, let's try to talk with someone else and see how it goes. Yeah. Hey, can you introduce yourself, Marc?
Sure. No, thanks for having me, of course. And pleasure to be here. Yeah, my name is Marc Fendel. I mostly go by Fendel in the kind of Web3 space.
Yep.
I'm a
Yep.
musician, music producer for many years. And the last 5 years been very focused on Web3, Tezos, NFTs, and pairing my music and sound design with art and collaborating with people all over the world. I absolutely love what I do.
He does. He really does.
And so it's nice to be here.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, thanks for. Well, actually, I'm in your studio right now, so I'm the guest. But yeah. But I talk with Marc a lot, like just random things. We hang out together quite a few often, and we do have like interesting discussions on really various different topics. And I thought we might be interesting to kind of use this podcasting format to just kind of let people know what sorts of things we talk about because yeah, not a lot of these conversations are pretty private and never really sees the light of day, but I do think it's like very important. So today we're going to be talking about enshittification. There's a lot of different ways things falling apart. I don't know if you have any other. How would you describe the theme?
Well, I think things fall apart is a good way to speak about it. I think enshittification a lot of times in its modern day
Mm-hmm.
refers to companies building products and making them worse and worse as time goes on.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes intentionally.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of times intentionally,
A lot of times.
and we see that all around us these days. And some of it I think is doom and gloom, and then I'm pleasantly surprised about how sometimes things turn out too. So
Yeah. Well, at least for the Tezos people listening to this, right? Like one example of something going against that is Tezpol. And yeah, if you're not familiar, there was sort of at Art Basel, Miami 2023, and I was there at the time as well. But some things were falling apart in the display of the Tezos NFT. Let's say you can look it up if you're really curious. But in that moment, there's something interesting that really happened that that they turned this enshittified thing into a artistic movement, and yeah, so that's what's known as a Tezpole. People have very fond memories of it, and they're still making art about it to this day.
there's a
So
coin.
yeah. So we'll be talking about like how things are falling apart, but also like how can we get out of that, and yeah, I mean, things going poorly, we could probably spend all day talking about. Like, I don't know if there's a example that like comes to your mind right now, Marc.
I mean, when we talk about enshittification, I immediately I read Cory Doctorow's book.
Mhm.
So I immediately kind of think of the first, like the big social media, places on the internet, X and Facebook and the things that they've rolled out, only to make their product much worse as time goes on.
Yeah.
and charging people more money too. So things getting worse and things
And
getting
becoming more expensive at the same time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we see this over and over with all kinds of companies, and with Google as well. Um, eh,
Yeah.
too many things to name here.
It's Google, Facebook, Twitter, Meta, like, yeah.
And they're totally willing to throw a lot of money at these products, only to maybe even kill the whole thing.
Yeah. Part of me is like, I don't know if it's all intentional or not, but it's more like a result of like short-term thinking. And if really the goal is to make lot of money very quickly as soon as possible, you're not really thinking about like making a good product down the line, right?
Sure.
And I do think a lot of that has been the norm for quite some time now. And yeah, so the example I was talking about earlier was printer ink, because I think that's the most egregious example of that, and something maybe a lot of people can relate to. Because if you notice, printers have gotten very, very cheap, but how are these companies making money? It's actually through printer ink, and those little tiny cartridges, 20, $30, they're not cheap, and it doesn't have to be that expensive. The ink itself is like worth a couple of cents at most. And I remember in the past you used to be able to like refill it yourself, or they used to be $1, $2. Now, how did it get so expensive? Well, they make it so that you can't buy ink from anywhere else, and if they catch you do it, it just won't work. They have special chips embedded in these cartridges where it monitors what you're doing with it. You can't refill it. You can't use other brands. There's no competition. We're kind of stuck in this monopoly environment, right? And what you can't do anything about if you're. So it's kind of a similar thing with social media, I think. It's just, yeah, everyone's on a few platforms, and yeah, you just basically have to do what they say, right, at this point. So it's gotten shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because Kevin and I were talking about that too, and like we have this black and white printer that
Hmm.
you know
I don't know how you guys found it.
we I think we did that homework a long time ago, many years ago, and we were trying to find the printer that just did black and white, that was cheap, just really cheap cartridges to replace.
Yeah, then you guys had like a cartridge. You said it was like $15 and it lasts all year.
Yeah, totally.
It's insane.
I know. And
I haven't had that in a long time, and I've noticed that the thing, the ink, it gets smaller and smaller every time I buy a new one. Like it prints less. Yeah,
it prints less and less.
it's less and less, and they're like, please refill. I'm like, what? I forget like one document, and I go, what the hell? So
That's crazy.
yeah, but kind of like, since we're both in like NFTs, how does that, I guess, like from your perspective, how did we get to the point where, like, both of us, we got into the whole Web3 thing looking for something better, right, than what the music industry or the art industry was doing?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'd like to hear, like, your perspective, like why did you get involved, really, right?
Well, probably I would say the biggest reason was I could actually see who owned my music.
Mm,
Um, and so that really resonated with me straight away. Um, and these are some of the things, that, that alone solves this problem, that Spotify and streaming services do not have those metrics for
Well, they're not
artists.
gonna let you know. They
They're
don't
not.
tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know who's listening to your music. And
You don't know
so,
how the algorithms work. You don't know how they're weighting things. And
yeah, I mean, this was totally not up to artists the way that this played out.
Mhm.
Talking about, I mean, historically, we could go way back.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
but
Well, the music
but at least
industry was never a nice place. Right?
it sure wasn't.
Yeah.
Especially
That
for our
hasn't
Black
changed.
Americans, Black American musicians. Respectfully, like it was a terrible deal.
I
You
just
know,
watched the Diddy's documentary.
oh really? I gotta
Yeah.
see that.
Whew, oh man, it was really eye opening because I was like, I knew that guy was sketchy, but wow, he's really wow. Yeah. So
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, it's
Uh,
worse than you think.
Yeah.
So he definitely deserves to be in jail. Like, but
Jeez. Yeah.
it's so a lot of it is trying to do better than that, right? Or
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And then I guess the other thing that really just got me excited about the kind of a new landscape of sharing music was just the idea of collaborations
mm,
and musicians and artists having a split share at the time of sale in
yep,
perpetuity, with royalties attached that get paid when somebody collects the work,
yep,
in perpetuity, like really like made a big difference for me. And moving forward, with NFTs this instead of the streaming kind of way of sharing our music. And so that's what really still makes sense to me.
hmm
And I think those collaborations is really like one of the main things why stick around, is because I really value that, and I value the real human connection. We get together, like we have TezCon,
yep.
like we do put this together, even though people are all over the world, and people can't always travel.
Mhm.
I understand that, but
That's something special we have here on Tezos. I think that doesn't always happen in other projects. The human side, right?
yeah,
Uh, but you have similar reasons why I got in. Uh, I think like the streaming model is not necessarily a bad one, but it's just the lack of transparency, lack of accountability, right? It's a black box, and you don't know how they're weighting their revenue, right? And
yeah.
there's probably a lot of money going to places where it shouldn't be, but
Oh, we know this for facts.
yeah,
So no,
but we
and
can't
for
prove it,
Spotify, at
right? We
least.
can't prove that they're doing this and that since we don't, right? So I thought the blockchain could help to bring that sort of transparency and just good record keeping, right? And then
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely. Um, and I think that even there's a lot there's a lot to do, in Web3 with this new technology. It can evolve in a lot of really interesting ways where I just don't really see that for like streaming services. And I
mm,
just feel like it's gotten infinitely worse, especially in the last year with fake streams and AI
yeah,
and massive AI dumps of streams. And even like we saw like 3 weeks ago,
yeah,
an AI generated song
yeah.
was the top play on Spotify. I mean, this is just
I heard this statistic that well, I don't want to get the number wrong, but there's millions. You can probably believe this. There's millions of AI generated songs being generated every
every
day,
day. Yeah.
every fucking day.
Yeah.
Who's gonna listen to that? It's physically impossible, right? And but I think even Spotify, they have a something like 70,000, 100,000 new songs being uploaded every day. And And how are you going to really the business model doesn't make any sense. And right, if a lot of if it's being measured by volume, not by quality. And I think that's the biggest issue really in tech, because right, ads are based on views and clicks. The stuff that gets pushed to the top of your feed are all like bottom of the barrel stuff, right?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we're just talking about today, just that's how it works. That's the reality. There's no quality control. And this is nothing new to internet in general. It's been like that a while. But the whole crypto NFT thing was supposed to be an antidote to that, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the excitement came from. But yeah, but I do think change doesn't come easy, right? I think what the Web3 world really, it took a lot of the bad habits of the old world and just kind of slapped a coin on top of it.
Yeah. And we've seen plenty of bad behavior in Web3, obviously. It's why people don't like NFTs.
Yeah.
It,
Yes.
it just made it infinitely worse because there
Because it was a
bad-
promise broken,
Yeah.
rather than something new as it advertised itself, right?
Well,
So,
I mean, Tezos doesn't really have that much in the way of people breaking it. It just works.
yeah.
Which I think is really nice about that chain. But
For me, it's like a blank slate,
yes,
It's kind of a, hey, we have this thing, anyone can do anything with it, but at least they're not trying to actively sabotage,
exactly.
yeah.
But then again, I'm glad that you said you think of it as a blank slate, because I do think of it like that as well. Just in the way of it being open source and people can build, using it.
Yeah. When I look at
It's not easy though. I will say
no,
that.
and no, the big problem is, and it is part of the enshittification thing too, because when you look at the models that social media and the tech in general, even AI, it's where's the quality control, right? It's all based on volume. Even AI, right? Generative AI, you can spit out millions of things every day. Who cares, right? It's how much of that is going to get actually used. But they're measuring the wrong things. They're measuring volume.
Yeah.
They're measuring even past tech cycles. Do you remember big data? Remember that phrase?
Oh yeah.
Big data. And I didn't like that either, because I was working in data projects at the time. Most of the data you have is junk. It's like garbage.
Yeah.
And you have to clean that stuff up for data to be useful. That's kind of the work that we really haven't been doing, even now,
Yeah.
And so I would like that to kind of change. But again, change doesn't come easy.
No, and I think that as we talk about art, at least, art cycles are usually measured historically in decades.
Mm-hmm.
So in that capacity, we've only been doing this for, I don't know.
One cycle.
Yeah.
If then, right?
If that. See, I think
That,
of it as
yeah.
like a half a cycle because like Hicket Nunk, like artists, didn't really start doing it.
2021.
Yeah. So
Late 20. Yeah. See, it's so early.
So I still feel like it's very early, and that there's a lot of really great things that are possible that make this landscape work even better than it already
Mhm.
does. And that definitely excites me about the future
Yeah.
a lot. That people want something better.
One would hope.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not sure, but I do think most people do want things better. It's just the opportunity to do so is can be few and far between these days, right?
Yeah.
And I do like the open slate idea because if we're being kind of honest, we're all kind of like just trying to figure out this thing on the fly, right? And even if people have good intentions, sometimes you don't. Um, sometimes you just don't know, right?
Yeah.
But but that is preferable to what I've seen in other projects where they are actively investing in the wrong thing and doubling down on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I won't name any chains, but they're like creating extraction models.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, Web 2 already does that. And they do it better because people actually like them, at least to
Right.
some extent. So yeah, so hey, at least for me, it seems to make sense to take a chance on the unknown.
Yeah. And at least, like, you've done a lot of work. And I mean, I think that even just like talking about copyright,
Yeah.
you
Look
know,
how hard it was just to get anyone to recognize it.
no doubt,
Yeah.
even at the same time, if you watch some of these YouTube producers
Hmm.
and like, um, um, I'm forgetting her name right now, the lawyer, the music lawyer.
Oh yeah. Told me earlier.
Anyway, several other people that are big on YouTube.
Hmm.
They're talking about copyright issues all the time now because of AI
Yeah.
and these models, like modeling like super famous people and like just,
Right.
blatantly like trained their model on
Yeah. I know.
on whatever it is, or even Suno or, Udio, or any of these people were getting sued over and over again for basically like stealing and like
Yeah. It's so blatant, right?
and then here's you just like making the copyright baked into the NFT,
Yeah.
which is, to me, it's like there's, on one hand, there are these people who are like Crystal is like literally going after these companies and
Mhm.
holding them accountable,
Right.
and we need people to do that. Um, but we need people like you who are actually solving these problems like for real. And then I try to point it out to these people and like it's crickets,
It's just
I'm like, I'm stunned actually.
well,
Like, I'm like, wow, well, here's the
mhm.
solution. You guys should look at this. It solves this problem. But then I can't get anybody to. So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's some
Well,
deals about it.
it's been a interesting because I've been thinking about I've been working on trying to solve this problem for many years now. It's like when I first got involved with crypto was like 2013, but it was already a problem even back then. And really the issue. So this is kind of how the history of the internet went, right? And so there's the internet. People started uploading, if you remember, like Napster and LimeWire, right? And that,
Sure.
that was like big copyright issue of that time. Eventually, they got shut down, but the way that they couldn't really stop the piracy itself, they made it easier for people to basically listen to music through streaming. So in that sense, that's why I don't think streaming is inherently a bad thing. It made it a little bit more convenient. So the next step after that, right, is we need to the internet itself needs to monitor usage and copyright. Because ideally, if you have a file like a song that you wrote, someone takes that piece of music and they use it on their website, you should be getting royalties for that. That is a broadcast, right? And there was all these people. It's not just me. There's a lot of people who are interested in like DRMs, right? Digital rights management,
Mhm.
and they tried to embed music and art with these things just so you can keep track of it. It made sense, but that was a long time ago, and it went nowhere because the companies themselves, that's not what they were thinking. That wasn't the business model. And so for them, piracy was just engagement. It was just clicks, more clicks. And skip over to 10, 15 years later, now the whole place is just flooded with a bunch of garbage, and then I'm not saying that the people are garbage. I'm saying the companies incentivize that. And what do you expect, right? Like, so so this is the norm. This is the enshittification of content, enshittification of art, music, whatever you want to say.
Sure.
And AI has just accelerated that tenfold, right? Because now it's so easy just to pump something out. But I still do think the answer really is we have to reset the whole system, because doesn't it make more sense just to register your work from the beginning? Because what they're doing now is that when you upload copyrighted works onto YouTube, they have teams of people, they have algorithms, they have people that are scanning. I think I showed you a picture, a video of like putting weird filters on the video just so they can avoid the copyright detection algorithms. There's ways around it. They're fighting this endless war that they're not going to win, and they're wasting a lot of money and time doing it. So, but there are people who are vested in the fight, right? Some
So
people get paid to round these people up, right? People get paid for enforcing copyright. Lawyers get paid when the problems happen, not when the problems get solved, right?
totally.
So,
Top music attorney is her name, by the way.
top music. Okay, what was her name? Or
Yeah. Well, she goes by top music attorney. I think
okay,
her name is
that's
Crystal
Krista.
Delgado, I think.
Yeah, because I think you mentioned her name once. So.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does great work,
Yeah.
She's definitely, like, on the side of the musicians, so, like,
Yeah, but
she cares.
she's only one person, right? This has to be like,
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, I think she does have a team, but, like, yeah, she's only one person, and there are other people that have expressed their concern too.
But getting people to use this new system that makes sense is gonna be hard because it's so different, right?
Yeah, it takes time,
Mm-hmm.
Change does not come easily, and one thing that Paper Buddha and I were talking about a month ago is this idea of blue ocean and red ocean theory. The red ocean being the place where you would maybe put your music, where you're always up against other people and other musicians and you're competing for ears.
Mm-hmm.
And blue ocean would be something completely different, making something completely new, and where you don't really have, you're not competing, per se. And I mean, at
Blue
least in
ocean.
the, yeah, like
So what are you doing it for?
well, to do something else entirely, and saying, like, we're as an idea, like saying, okay, I'm not gonna put my music on streaming because I know, like, that this this doesn't create sustainability. But if I put my music over on Teia or Object or somewhere else, like, I'm participating in a community that legit likes each other and, like, wants to
Yeah.
hang out and wants to support each other. And that's a pretty uniquely different situation
Mm-hmm.
than a bottomless pit of wonder of something like Spotify that is generating billions of dollars and putting money into
It's
war, you know.
at least with like NFTs, like you said, you like being able to know who bought it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's hard. That kind of information is hard to get,
Yeah.
unless you go after it yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I love the idea of collaboration splits and having several different people on one collaboration contract that have percentages. I mean, why did any band ever break up? They, you know,
yeah,
I mean,
that
they
could have
broke up
prevented that, right?
they broke up because mostly, not in every case, but mostly bands break up because there's arguments over who owns what.
Yeah, money. Same with marriages, right? Like,
Always, like, so
number one
if,
reason for divorce is money issues.
yeah, so I mean, like, if you knew exactly what it was at the very beginning,
Hmm.
which on these smart contracts we do, and like,
Yeah.
there hasn't been any disagreement after the fact yet
Yeah, not
from
even
me.
once.
Not once.
No,
I've not.
same here. Everything I've done through the blockchain has been pretty straightforward and fair, no drama, assuming you use the technology like it was intended.
Yeah.
And even in the traditional industries, right? You do these things through lawyers, your managers, your agents, and sometimes people are not honest. So you get this situation where it's like a he said, she said kind of thing, right? And you got to resolve it through the courts, and it's just messy and expensive, And why not just have an agreement that's just right there,
Yeah.
eh, that everyone can see?
Yeah.
And yeah,
And
but
that's why I really like this. And, we haven't really seen like a lot of use case scenarios for several people on the contract itself.
Mhm.
But I think that could be a real powerful thing at some point, where you have like a group of people that are collectively sharing the contracts. And
I mean, it would be great if like one of the celebrities like sort of used their platform to like set an example, right?
Mhm.
And like, hey, we use the thing and see what happens after every sale. It goes to this person, this person, this person, and here's the breakdown, right? It would be a great use case for like showing how this stuff can work.
Mhm. It would only really, I mean, it could.
That's how it needs to get done.
Yeah.
That's how it should be done.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a single example where that has happened above a certain popularity, right?
I mean, maybe we could talk to some of the people that have had some decent success
Maybe there
in
might
music
be.
NFTs that might be willing to talk more about it, like Violetta or Mike Shinoda or,
Yeah.
um,
Well, people who are too famous probably prefer to do it through the lawyers, right? And
yeah, maybe,
so,
but I don't know. We don't know until we ask. That's for
yeah,
sure. You
but
know.
maybe the lawyer might be open to it, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, we got nothing to hide. Like, check it out. But
Seriously, I mean,
but I think we, on some level, we underestimated how much people have to hide because
oh yeah, a lot.
a lot, and that's the reason why a lot of the blockchain projects that had good ideas didn't get anywhere because the people in charge were like, I don't want people to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, there's that, and
Someone straight up told me that
yeah,
about the music industry some years ago. I was like, oh, okay. Like, oh, yeah, actually.
that's unfortunate, but
Yeah,
not surprising.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
So but I do think it's hard to talk about because when things are working as they should, there's no drama, nothing happens, and you don't hear about it.
that's true.
But
That's true.
those are the success stories
Yeah.
that go untold every day. And yeah, I'm trying to think of ways how do you publicize nothing? Nothing's happening. I feel that way about Taya. Like, yeah, I mean, we have had not any drama at least between the team members, like since the beginning of its inception, like small disagreements here and there, but no one knows about us. Maybe we should have more drama. I don't know. Kind of interesting thing, right? Because that's what sucks people in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I like to have strong opinions loosely held, is what I like to say.
Yeah.
Because I want to learn, and I think there's like a certain amount of intellectual curiosity that keeps me engaged. So I might agree about something or I might disagree about something else, but I have to be willing to listen and to have a different opinion maybe about how things ought to go.
Well,
That's how I voted.
Yeah, actually, some like, kind of getting towards the end of this conversation, we kind of agreed we wanted to like be more forward looking, right?
Sure.
So, in your opinion, like, what do you think is the best thing, like Tezos, not even Tezos, but just NFTs or even just artists in general? What should they be looking for, or what should they be doing, or things to pay attention to? It's kind of like general outlook for the future.
I mean, general outlook for the future. In the short of it, I mean, I think the reason to do it is because of connection with real people. Like, I think that.
And you can get that from, like, where does that come from?
Well, I guess it does come from how we've connected online. So,
Oh yeah,
but
now here I'm at, I'm in your
but
house right now.
but then we get together. Yeah. But then we do get together, and so like that's what I mean by real connection is that
Like authenticity.
yeah, like
Mm.
I think in the short of it, I think that's the best case
It's
scenario.
worth it.
You know,
Yeah,
um,
authenticity is worth it.
in the long of it, I think you and I like talked about provenance and what real ownership means, and and understanding who really wants to be part of that journey,
Right.
and honoring the people that want to support us in that journey is such a uniquely different kind of landscape than just trying to see how many streams we can get or how many likes I can get from a video, or these other kinds of dopamine induced type of like things that we see in social media and stuff. But so I value the collaborations, the connection, the provenance, and these ideas of open source and building new tools, and and not to say that that's an easy thing on Tezos. It is very, very difficult.
Yeah, but like, yeah,
It is
it's
possible.
earlier. It's early.
It is early, and we have good people that really do want to be part of that change.
They care, right? They want to do something.
They really do, and there are great people in the space that are doing this work, either getting paid very little or nothing, that believe in it because they see a better future for it. And I'm there. Like, because it's not going away. We've seen that too,
The problems are still there.
The market is shitty right now. And
yeah, AI is kind of eating Web 2 alive, I think, in a lot of ways.
Oh,
because it's really exposing the limits of like 1 million songs a day. Like, what are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. It's
Right?
it's absurd.
Yeah, it's absurd and it's getting worse. So I think there's like a room for something new to happen. We're just on that cusp right now.
Yeah.
I think. And on my end, I think NFTs still have like a lot of potential, but it's really adding utility to owning one that we really need to be focused on, because even previously minted works that already exist, can be made useful by attaching copyright and royalties for licensing and distribution, reproductions. Like, there's a lot we can do with already existing content that people haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just got to do it, but it is going to take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm here for the road. I'm here for the ride, rather. Like,
Yeah. I've been in here long enough already. Why not just finish it up, right?
yeah, no, I definitely see the cool things that are happening, and I'm
Mhm.
excited about those possibilities. So, thank you.
Yeah. I know, you too, for
Yeah.
being around.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Seattle, you should come to Mark's place. It's the coolest place, hang out in the city. He made me a very, very good veggie sandwich today. Yeah. And I'm not even like a vegetarian or vegan or nothing, but it was very, very tasty. So,
We got good sandwiches,
good
fry
vibe,
mugs,
chill people, jam sessions, all the deal. And we're recording it right here in the studio. So,
yeah. Come to TezCon.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a little bit of an ad.
Yeah.
TezCon, July 11th. The Hiawatha building. That was
Hiawatha.
Hiawatha
Mhm.
building.
Mhm.
2026. So
Exciting.
come on by.
It's gonna be great.
Okay, well, I think that's it.
Cool.
So that's the podcast, episode 7. We'll see. Yeah, what comes next. So thanks a lot for hanging out today, and yep, see you in the next one.
Thank you.